So we have so what do we call this? It's a Cartesian plane. Again? So graph is what we are going to draw on our Cartesian plane. Yeah? This time we are given our graph. They want us to find the equation of this particular graph. Right? So they gave us this hyperbolic function. And then it has a point 2. Okay, it has a point with the coordinate 2 is to 6. Yeah? It goes as well. And then here is our point B. And then here, it's our equation of asymptote, where our graph is not supposed to cross or to touch. Yeah? So our graph must always lean on this dotted line forever. Yeah? It mustn't touch it. So this equation of asymptote is equals to y equals to 2. So that means the point that will be here is 2. Okay? So now the question says, find the equation of f of x and the coordinate of the point B. Yeah? So if we can see, according to this information, the way this information has been given to us, this function is of this form. Y equals to a over x plus q. And then we already know that if our a is greater than 0, which means if our a is positive, our function is going to be drawn in which quadrant? First and third quadrant. If our a is greater than 0, which is positive. And if our a is less than 0? Second and fourth quadrant. Alright. So now, what is our value of a? Is our value of a greater than 0 or less than 0 according to this graph? Is greater than 0, because our graph has been drawn in the first and the third quadrant. That means our a must have the value that is greater than 0. Okay? Right? So we are given a point here. It's very useful point. It's very important. It's going to help us. We have the x coordinate. You see? We have the y coordinate of this point. Our x coordinate for this point is what? Okay. So our x coordinate for this point is 2. And then what is our y coordinate? It's 6. Again? So that means I already have my values here for y and for x. So, okay, firstly, if I need to find this equation, I have to firstly calculate the value of a. You see it? And then if I must calculate the value of a, for me to find this value of a, I must have these values, y, s, and q as well. I have the value of my y, which is 6. And then what is the value of my x? 2. It's 2. Okay? And then now, what is the value of my q? It's 2. Why am I saying 2? Because it's the equation So clap the hands. So this cube represents the horizontal asymptote, which is the y asymptote, which is this 2. You see it? So that means where we see q, we are going to substitute what? 2. Alright? Alright. Now let us go and substitute. We are given this point. Our y is what? Is 6. And then our a is unknown because we are calculating it. But according to the way we are given this information, we know that our a must be greater than 0. Right? We have 6 equals to a over 2 plus 6 plus 2. Which is the value of my q. Okay? Now, what should I do to end up having a as the subject of the formula? We transpose what? We transpose 2. We transpose 2. When we are transposing 2, we mean we take this 2 to the other side of the equal sign, right? Yes. And then now we are going to have 6 minus 2 equals to 8 over 2. And then what is 6 minus 2? 4. It's 4, right? Yes. So I have 4 equals to 8 over 2. And then we are going to cross multiply, okay? Yes. And then we end up having my a is 8. My a will be 4 times 2, which is what? 8. Which is 8. That means my a is 8. Yes. And is 8 greater than 0? Yes. That means our information is correct. Okay? Yes. Then our function, our equation of f will be f of x equals to a over x plus q, which is f of x equals to 8 over x plus 2. This is my equation. Do you now see it? Yes. Do you see it? Yes. You see it? Yes. Can I now calculate the value of my b? The coordinate of point b. So what will be my first step? Yes? So what will be my first step? Remember that this b is the x-intercept of what? Of my function. Okay? It's the x-intercept for this. So when I calculate an x-intercept, what do I do? I let y equals to 0. For x-intercept, let y equals to 0, right? Yes. So f of x is same as my y. This is the same as this. Do you agree? Yes. So where I see my f of x, I put 0. Right? Yes. 0 equals to 8 over x plus 2. Right? Yes. And then what do I do? I transpose again. I take this 2 to that side. Again. Yes. And then it's negative 2 equals to 8 over x. 8 over x. Yes. I cross multiply. Yes. I will have negative 2x equals to 8. Equals to 8. What do I do? Divide. I divide by negative 2. And then dividing by negative 2, what do I have? Negative 4. Negative 4. Okay. Yes. Is this b at the negative side or at the positive side? Negative side. That means it's correct. Okay. Yes. And then my x coordinate for b is negative 4. What is my y coordinate for b? Is what? is 0, right? Because this point lies on x-axis. And on x-axis, our y is always 0. Again, that means my coordinate for B is
negative 4 is to 0.
Negative 4 is to 0. Clap them to Lucy, can I give you a question which is similar as this one?
Yes.
Can I?
Yes.
So now we have in this as well. We have to find. I've erased that information that I was not supposed to erase, but it's fine. Find. Okay. The next question says find the equations of F and G and the coordinate of point B. So we are now given this two graphs, the G1 and the F1. This is G, this is F. G of X, F of X. So the question now says, find the equations of F and G and the coordinate of B. So we are given this information. We can find the equation of F. So what is F in this case? It's a what? It's a straight line. Again. F is a straight line graph. What is our G? It's hyperbola. Again, we have done straight line, isn't it? We have done hyperbola as well. Again, so if you can look at this graph here, what do you think? So what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Yes? The intersect where? At point B and where? And at this point, okay? So for me to find the equation of F, what should I do? Okay, remember F is the straight line, again? Yes. And the straight line is in the form of what? You see, okay? So what should I do? first one, I should calculate my m, which is my gradient. Okay? And then later I will calculate my c. Okay? Yes. And okay, you guys know this formula as well. Okay? So, okay, it's fine. We'll work with this one. So now, I have this point on my straight line, okay? I have this point as well that I am given on my straight line. They have given me my y to be 4. And I've told you on your y-axis, what is your x value, or your x coordinate. On your y-axis, your x coordinate is always what? 0. That means for this point, what will be my coordinate? 0 is to negative 4. Okay? This point will be 0 is to. Yeah, you see it now? So now we can find the gradient for between these 2 points. Now, okay, let us name this one Z. This one C. Let us name it P. Now, we have point P, we have point Z. Again, okay? For us to find the gradient, this M, what is the formula for gradient? M is equals to Y1 minus Y2 over X1 minus 2. Or you can say Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as you can mention it right. So, if Z is our point number 1 and P is our point number 2, what is our Y1? Negative what? Negative 8. Our Y1 is negative 8 because this point number Z, we have made it our point number 1. We have the X coordinate for point number 1 and the Y coordinate for point number 1. X coordinate for point number 1, Y coordinate for point number 1. Again? Y coordinate for point number 1. Y coordinate for point number 1 is negative 8. Again? And then minus, what is Y coordinate for point number 2?
Negative 4.
Negative 4, we put it inside the bracket. Over, and then what is our X coordinate for point number 1?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Minus 0. So we have negative 8. Negative times negative.
Positive.
That means we have positive 4 again.
Yes.
Over negative 1 minus 0. So negative 8 plus 4? It's negative 4 again. Negative 1 over, negative 1 minus 0?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Okay?
Yes.
So what is negative 4 over negative 1? It's positive 4. Therefore, our M is equal to 4. You see? Now we have our M. What do we have to find now?
Our C.
We have to find our C. Again, we have Y equals to 4 because where we see M, we substitute it with 4. 4x plus C. We no longer have mx, now we have 4x because we have substituted 4 where there is M. Okay? Now we are going to calculate, we are going to find our C. What do we have to do to find the value of C? What will be the first step if we want to find the value of C?
X intercept with Y.
Can you speak louder? Okay, she's saying we are going to say X intercept with Y equals to 0. Is it correct? Okay, who say no? Okay, anyone who's suggesting something? What are we going to do? Okay, yes? Yeah? Okay.
I think you're going to substitute.
You are going to substitute?
Any point
You are going to substitute the coordinates of any point on our graph. Again,
Yes.
we can substitute this coordinate or this coordinate. Again, if we substitute the coordinate for our point number 2, which is P, what will be our value of Y?
-4.
-4. So we are going to write -4 equals to 4. What is the value of our X?
It's 0.
Is 0. We put 0 plus C. Okay? And then what is 4 multiplied by 0? 4 multiplied by 0 is 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0, I don't know.
Yes.
So we are going to have -4 equals to 0 plus C. Then? And then what is our value of C? Yes? Value of C is -4. The value of our C is -4 because 0 it means nothing. Okay? So our C equals to -4. Okay? You can also use this point, it will give you the same C is equals to -4. Okay? And then we are going to take this C to our equation. Now, our equation that they have said is F. So that means it will be F of X. Now, so our F of X will be now equals to 4X plus -4. Okay? And then what is negative times positive? It's negative. So it will be 4X minus 4. This is our F of X. We are done with it. Okay? Now they are saying find the equation of G. Okay? According to my information, G is my hyperbola graph. Okay? And it has been drawn in the first and third quadrant. Okay? That means I will know that my value of A will be any number greater than 0. Right? It's either the value of my A will be half. Half is greater than 0. Okay? So that means my value of A will never be negative. So I'm coming back to my thing and then I'm saying, okay, this function, because of this equation of asymptote, it has been given in the form of G of X equals to A over X plus Q. Right?
Yes.
And what is the value of my Q? -4. The value of my Q is -4. Q is equals to -4. Again?
Yes.
And then, okay, remember I've told you that Y is always same as G of X. Okay?
Yes.
What will be the value of my Y? What will be the value of my Y? Yes. Yes. Y is equals to negative? Y negative? Negative? -8. Why I say -8? Okay, because -8 it's a point given, and that point lies on our hyperbola graph. Again, so we are going to use this point because it lies on our hyperbola graph. Again, so and this point is -1 is to -8. So our value of y is -8 in this case, and then our x is what? -1. This -1. Okay. Now we are going to substitute to find the value of a. We have -8 equals to a over -1 plus -4. Again, and then we are going to transpose what?
4.
-4 into that other side of the equation. It's going to be +4. Okay? And then what is -4 plus, -8 plus 4? It's -4 again. So we are going to have -4. And then we cross multiply. What will be the value of my a? So it's going to be -4 multiplied by -1, which is +4 again. Our a is 4. And then now we are going to substitute everything there. Now our g of x will be what?
4.
X over x
Plus
minus 4. 4 over x minus 4 will be my g of x. Again? Yes, we have to continue. And then they say, now calculate the coordinate of what? Of b. And the coordinate of b lies on our x intercept.
Yes.
For x intercept, let y be 0. Again? So if we let this y to be 0, we are going to have 0 equals to 4 over x minus 4. Again? And then we transpose -4 to that other side. It's going to be what?
4.
It's going to be +4. So I'm having +4 over x. +4 equals to 4 over x. And then I have to cross multiply. Again, if I take this x this side, I have to take this for this side as well. Again, so they just interchange. And then I have 4 over 4. My x is equals to
1.
and then what will be the value, the coordinate of my b?
4 is to 1.
Why are you saying 4? It's 1 is to
4.
1 is to 0. The base of my b is 1 is to 0 because this point lies on my x-axis, and on my x-axis the value of y is always 0. I get it? So I'm going to give you an activity. So the homework is going to be on our page 153. That will be our